who usually does this for us. So now we know how hard this is. Okay. Okay, our first order of business is the executive board elections. Our parliamentarian, Jenny Maupin, will present the slate. Jenny. Wait. I think you have to unmute yourself. Or do I have to? Find you and where are you, Jenny? Hold on just one sec. I know she's here. Here we are. Jenny?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, I don't know if I'm on video. I'm so sorry, everyone. My iPad is completely glitching out, so.
That's okay.
But you can hear me?
We can hear you fine.
Okay, so I don't know if I'll be able to see the poll vote.
Okay, I can tell you what it is.
I just have a black screen, but anyways, hello there.
We can see your chair. We can see your chair, your door.
You can.
Yeah,
Oh,
we can
that's
see
so
your chair.
weird. Is it? Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Bizarre.
But we can hear you. It's good.
Okay, let's just listen to me.
Okay.
Okay. Hello. Okay, as PTO parliamentarian, I'm happy to announce our board nominations for the 2022-23 school year. First up, we have president is Flora Chen. First VP is Dina Bertolina. Second VP is RC Molina. Third VP is Rodney Prizeau. Treasurer is Esther Buss. Recording secretary is Sandy Del Balso. Communications secretary is Perna Hegg. And parliamentarian is me, Jenny Maupin. At this time, I'm asking if there are any floor nominations for the PTO board.
I don't see anybody putting anything in the chat. I think we're good to go.
Thank you for helping. Okay, hearing none, the nominations are now closed. There is a single candidate for each office. So unless I hear objections, we'll hold the elections by Zoom poll, and we will take a minute to vote.
Okay, I'm launching the poll right now.
Thank
And
you.
the poll will take about 1 minute.
Okay.
We're halfway there.
How's it look?
I think we're in trouble. No.
Goody.
Everyone can vote. Okay. And I think we're done. It's
Okay.
Unanimous.
Okay, so the
Oh,
ayes
yes.
have it. I'd like to congratulate the 2022-23 PTO Executive Board.
Thank you, Jenny.
Good.
And congratulations to our executive board. Our next order of business is the Jefferson Awards. Congratulations to our 2022 Jefferson Award winners. In 1972, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, U.S. Senator Robert Taft Jr., and Sam Beard founded the American Institute for Public Service to establish a Nobel Prize for public and community service, the Jefferson Awards. In May 2005, San Mateo High School first implemented the Jefferson Awards for Public Service program. And now it is our 18th year of the program, and the club continues to empower students to contribute and commit to service, and along with the PTO, to recognize and promote community service by San Mateo High School students, teachers, staff, and parents. The Jefferson Awards are a prestigious national recognition system honoring community and public service. The 2022 San Mateo High School Jefferson Award recipients are ordinary people who, through their volunteer service, do extraordinary things for other people without expectation of recognition or reward. We are privileged to recognize the following 2022 San Mateo High School Jefferson Award winners who have shown us that one person can truly make a difference. Our student winners this year are Katie Borgeson, Adam Ferris, Shruti Ganesh, Shivam Kapoor, Aditya Kishore, Amanda Lee, Alistair Rao, Rayan Sabisan, Shilpa Suresh, and Charlotte Tan. Our San Mateo High School staff winners are Adam Gelb, Jessica Mays, and Olivia Reddy. And our adult winners are Cynthia and Jerry Ahrens, Amy Bergstrom, Gayatri Gautam, Susan Kramer, Anne Ree, Daisy Velasquez, Tim Warren, and Flora Wong. The Jefferson Awards Students in Action team, the advisors are Miss Sarah Cowie and Miss Nancy Kane. And our presenter for this evening is Rebecca Buss. At this time, I'll turn this over to Rebecca so that she can introduce and present our student award winners. Rebecca.
Hi, everyone. So as Ms. Del Balso mentioned, I'm Rebecca. I'm a junior at San Mateo, and I'm also joined today by...
Hi, I'm Danny Zwiebach, and I'm also a junior at San Mateo.
And we're both executive members of the Students in Action Club at San Mateo High School. Tonight, we are going to recognize and celebrate some amazing students as Jefferson Award winners for their outstanding work in our community and other communities as well. But before we do that, we just wanted to give a quick shout out to some people. Since this year has been especially hard, support was really necessary and we needed a lot of help. First of all, we want to appreciate our advisors, Ms. Cowie and Ms. Kane. They have both put a lot of time and effort into Students in Action and other community service projects this year. Also, our team at Multiplying Good, a San Francisco Bay Area SIA program, has been a big help, especially the two managers, Stephanie Lloyd and Casey Costello. Last but not least, we would like to thank the San Mateo administration, faculty, and overall community for their support with all of our projects, as well as the assistance that they afforded to all of the students we are about to mention. So let's get into it. Here are the Jefferson Award winners. First of all, we have Adam Ferris. Adam has been consistently volunteering since his freshman year of high school. Just some examples are under the direction of the Foster City Rotary Club, he pruned the city trees, managed gardens, and served at the 4th of July pancake breakfast. As a member of the Foster City Community Emergency Response Team, he participated in emergency drills and exercises. At the Golden Gate National Cemetery, he planted flags on Memorial Day. He assisted numerous fellow Eagle Scouts on their service projects. Adam collected food for the San Francisco Marin and the Second Harvest Food Banks. At local schools and parks, he repainted pavement, park benches and trail kiosks. In total, Adam has volunteered more than 180 hours. Congrats, Adam.
Our next recipient is Aditya Kishore. Aditya volunteered at the Hiller Aviation Museum and worked directly with the general public, educating them on the history of aviation. At the Hiller Aerospace Summer Camp, he worked with 3 to 5-year-olds and taught them about aerospace and aviation. Aditya explored his culture while editing the annual yearbook at the Peninsula Belvehar Sunday School. In the summer of 2018, he was a counselor in training for the Foster City Parks and Recreation. This gave him an opportunity to strengthen his leadership skills while interacting with younger children. As an assistant coach for the first LEGO League, he introduced younger children to LEGO Mindstorms, where he was able to teach and pay it forward with his knowledge and strategizing. Aditya's passion for teaching children and supporting his community is truly something to be proud of. Aditya has volunteered for more than 450 hours. Congrats, Aditya.
Our next recipient is Rayhan Savisan. Rayhan has spent the majority of his volunteer hours at the Curiosity Science Museum, supporting the staff with developing and building new exhibits. During the summer of 2020, Rayhan recognized the shortage of face shields, and after a lot of research and determination, he was able to create 75 3D face shields with his 3D printer. The shields were donated to many of the organizations where he volunteered. It is important for Rayhan to protect the people that are helping others. During a less restrictive stage of the pandemic, he was able to volunteer once a month at Habitat for Humanity Bay Area in San Jose and Daly City. In addition, he raised and donated funds to the PPP Pantry at San Mateo by conducting Minecraft workshops for middle school students. Rayhan's entrepreneurial skills have benefited our community in numerous ways. Rayhan has volunteered more than 315 hours. Congrats, Rayhan.
Our next recipient is Shivam Kapoor. As the SMHS Red Cross Club co-president, Shivam started the Match the Mask and partnered with Mills Peninsula Hospital to lead a team of more than 50 volunteers that created masks for medical personnel. The Match the Mask event collected over 500 DIY face masks with encouraging notes for the medical personnel at the local Mills Peninsula Medical Center. This event awarded the club with 2 awards, Takes Most Initiative and Most Engaged Club awards. Shivam is in his first term as a member of the American Red Cross National Youth Council. This council works closely with youth and the Volunteer Services National Headquarters. Shivam coordinated the club to make more than 80 cards for veterans on Veterans Day 2021, thanking them for their service. Since the inception of this club, Shivam has volunteered more than 800 hours. Congrats, Shivam.
Our next recipient is Katie Borgeson. Katie has been volunteering in the community during the duration of her high school years. At the Mills Peninsula Medical Center, where she volunteered every week for 3 hours during 9th and 10th grade, she greeted patients, answered phones, delivered lab samples. She learned the ins and outs of how a hospital operates. As a leader in training at Burlingame Parks and Recreation, she assisted camp staff with the day-to-day summer camp activities. At SMHS, she was a Freshman Connections Ambassador and an SIA and Interact member for all 4 years. She ran the Free the Flow Drive, the Knit a Square event, and is the founder of the Books Buddies reading program. Katie has made an impactful difference in the community and has volunteered more than 500 hours. Congrats, Katie.
Our next recipient is Shruti Ganesh. As a Youth Activities Council member in Foster City, Shruti participated in various community events that benefited the children of the city. She taught children about Indian culture, morals, language, and organized events. With the San Mateo High School Red Cross Club, she was part of the Match the Mask initiative that made reusable masks for the hospital employees. At the California Academy of Science, she taught the public about science through various activities. Shruti's commitment to educating her community is commendable. Congrats, Shruti.
Our next recipient is Charlotte Tan. Charlotte volunteered at Talk Speech Pathology for Children and learned the different methods that are used to help children meet their speech goals. At Mills Peninsula Hospital, she worked in the gift shop and learned the importance of greeting customers with a friendly smile. At the hospital, she also restocked supplies, coordinated activities, and delivered flowers to patients' rooms. At the Central Peninsula Church of Foster City, Charlotte taught children some important milestones and truly gained an appreciation for the early childhood years and discovered how much she truly enjoys educating children. At San Mateo High School, Charlotte was instrumental in developing and integrating an ELD peer tutoring program that created inclusivity between mainstream tutors and English learner students. After creating training materials and recruiting, the ELD peer tutoring program has increased from 25 tutors to 80 tutors and is now known as the Peer-to-Peer Squad. Not only have students benefited from Charlotte's interventions, but the peer tutors have too. Although Charlotte is graduating, the peer tutoring program will continue to transform and make an impact for years to come. The EL department will be forever grateful for Charlotte's vision. In total, Charlotte has volunteered over 600 hours during her high school years. Congrats, Charlotte.
Our next recipient is Amanda Lee. Amanda has consistently been volunteering at various nonprofits to educate children in STEM, from teaching science, computer languages, and programming in Python, Scratch, and Java. As the chapter president of Superposition of San Mateo, she managed the operations and built partnerships across the nation to promote feminism, equity, and intersectionality in the STEM industry. As part of a team, she integrated monthly tech opportunities into local communities, specifically for young women and non-binary people. As part of philanthropy, a student-led organization that combines art, service, to the community, she was able to market storefronts that supported various charity initiatives. During the pandemic, Amanda independently started crocheting and selling her work on Etsy and donated the funds to local charities. Amanda has made an impactful difference in the community and has volunteered for more than 700 hours. Congrats, Amanda.
Our next recipient is Alistair Rao. Alistair has been a member of the Interact and Students in Action Club for all 4 years of high school. He has had various roles such as president, board member, and co-president. In these clubs, he participated in various projects. He partnered with the Foster City Rotary Club and First Step Families in various community events as well. As a freshman ambassador, he led the orientation and helped to transition students to high school. At the Special Needs Arts Center in Redwood City, he was a spring buddy and helped students with dancing, acting, and singing. Alistair organized a nonprofit selling tie-dye t-shirts, and all profits were donated to the American Civil Liberties Union and the Black Lives Matter movement. In total, $1,000 was raised. Alistair's leadership has been remarkable and has truly made a difference in our community. Congrats, Alistair.
Our final recipient is Shilpa Suresh. Shilpa volunteered at the Peninsula Bellvihar and taught young children the morals and values of Indian culture through art projects, games, and stories. At the Peninsula Tamil School, she tutored children to read, write, and speak fluently. Shilpa was instrumental in the Students in Action Free the Flow project that led to all students having access to free feminine hygiene products. Shilpa spoke to students in every classroom to explain the struggles that underprivileged women face to have basic hygiene. As a core team member of the Stop the Asian Hate rally, she motivated and organized the community to come together and fight discrimination. In addition, Shilpa made reusable masks with the Match the Mask Red Cross Club and was the youth advisor member for the city of Foster City. Shilpa's involvement in the community has truly made a difference. Congrats, Shilpa.
Thank you. Sorry, I got the slides started a little late. I was really struggling with getting the slides started. So, but now we have them. So I'm just going to go through them really quickly so we can see everybody. We have Adam Ferris, Aditya Kishore, and I will share these slides with everybody so that you can share them with your family. It's much more challenging doing the Zoom and hosting. I miss you, Anne. Okay, next we have our Staffalty Awards. Our presenter for our first recipient, we have 3 presenters actually, Aide Cervantes, Jeff Scheller, and Tim Warren. And our next recipient is Adam Gelb. I think, is everybody able to unmute themselves?
Yeah, is there a particular order? Because I guess I'll just go.
Yeah, just in a particular order.
All right. Well, I won't try to take all of it. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations, everybody, on the recognition. I think I can speak on behalf of at least the people that I'll be talking about today, that they completely embody the Jefferson Awards, that they don't do, as these students, they don't do any of this. In fact, I probably think a lot of these recipients are embarrassed to even be here because they don't do it for the recognition. But, you know, Adam, this is a tough one. You know, Adam's a special guy for a lot of reasons. I won't take all of it, but I just know from my working with him, you know, I had some words to come to mind about Adam. You know, organized, detailed, thoughtful, creative. You know, he he's always thinking outside the box. And the most important thing that for me of dealing with working with Adam is it was always student centered. Everything he does is about the students, and nothing more than evident is when COVID hit in graduation. You know, he could have easily just sat in his office and did nothing, but he wanted to make it the best experience possible. And that's just his ability to think outside the box and processes, like all those things. He's special, you know, and he's well deserved. So thank you, Adam, for everything you've done for San Mateo. It was awesome to work with you. I know we'll be communicating outside of, the school work, but well deserved.
Oh my God, I can't speak. You're gonna have to speak.
No, you have to speak. I'm not speaking.
Okay, I will go next. Hi, Adam. Let's see here. Adam has been, woo. Adam, you're the man. What can I say? You're a key element to the success that the high school has. You made it successful throughout the COVID pandemic. You made sure the students had everything they needed to make their distant learning a successful one, from gathering school supplies from our teachers and organizing them in the cafeteria in an easy distribution way. Your constant outreach to the students and to their families to check in and see how they were doing. The support you give your faculty, the staff, as if they were actual family. I'm not sure what more I can say besides thank you for everything that you have done. And yeah, thank you.
Okay, I can go now if we're ready, Sandy.
Go ahead, Tim.
Okay, yeah, so I got the opportunity to be around Adam for about 7 years on the athletic board. And what I came away with from him was he was providing constant guidance, recommendations, constant contributions to the athletic board. And as Jeff had mentioned, everything was in the best interest of the kids. He was always thinking of them. And the thing that I kind of learned to appreciate with Adam was his cool judgment, his seeing the whole picture, seeing every angle on it. And there was a lot of meetings, and Jeff can attest to this, where we didn't necessarily like what we heard, but Adam always was incredibly honest with us, had an incredible understanding of the school and what the kids needed, and just did a fantastic job at guiding us parents who were volunteering. And again, one of the things that I will take away too is how committed Adam was during the whole COVID period and how he handled himself. And you could see it in the meetings. Maybe it had to do with something with his new baby, but he would just look exhausted, but you could see that inner flame still burning, where he was just so committed to minimizing the impact COVID was having on the kids and just thinking about everything, worrying about everything, discussing everything. So again, I can't thank Adam enough. I'm so happy that I had the opportunity to work with him and be around him and hear his thinking. And Adam, thank you.
Thank you. Our next presenter is Jeff Scheller and Kathy Perotti for Jessica Mays. Adam, I think we'll let you go first. KP's losing her voice.
Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't sure I saw her, so I'll take it. And I apologize in advance. You're going to hear my voice like a lot tonight, but So before I talk about Jessica, I think she's the only one that's not leaving me. Jessica, if you ever think about leaving, we're going to have problems. But, I'm just kidding, by the way. Jessica will say she's just doing her job, like what is this? I'm just doing my job. And that's true. She does her job, but she does an excellent job at being an athletic trainer. And I've been around a few other athletic trainers, and Jessica goes above and beyond. From day one, she's always tried to do more for the athletic department. Similarly to Adam, it's always student centered. It's not about, her just punching in and punching out. It's always student centered, and it started with the athletic training club, which has inspired a lot of Bearcats who graduated to go into nursing or go into athletic training. And she doesn't have to do that. That's not something that's part of her job. She wants to make the other kids better and just be around and educate. And she knows more athletes, opposing coaches, and officials than I do. By far, she knows. And anytime I need to know something, I go to her. And when COVID hit, obviously athletics shut down, and Jessica stepped up big time with, trying to figure out, when we've had to pivot with athletics, trying to figure out what are we doing. We had no idea what we're doing. And she was right there with giving information. I think she's given more COVID tests than anybody that I'll ever know in the rest of my life. And she did this while she was pregnant. But she goes above and beyond, moving to another school to do something to help. She just is always doing more than she really needs to. Sometimes I just tell her, hey, just go home, just stop, just go home. But she's always trying to do more. And it's all student centered, trying to make the athletic department better. And, I always call her the kind of the heart of the athletic department. So thank you for everything that you do for our athletes. Thank you for everything you've done during COVID. Penny's beautiful. And thank you for being a part of our community.
Thank you. Our next recipient is Olivia Rady, and Yvonne Shu will be presenting.
Hi, good evening. I have the honor of presenting Olivia Reedy, a Jefferson Awards on behalf of all of her wonderful dance students. That a number of students have absolutely wonderful things to say about the San Mateo High School dance teacher, Olivia Reedy. So I'm going to read some of them. Miss Reedy has done an outstanding job filling such large shoes. And for those of you that know, she took over after Robin Tribuzzi retired. So some large shoes to fill. And so she's done a wonderful job. With COVID, she found a way to still make dance class a class that we look forward to, even in Zoom. Ms. Reedy has always been someone we can talk to, whether it be to share exciting news or asking for her advice. She has always made herself available. The seniors want to thank her for her support during Mateo Motion, doing absolutely everything she could to make sure we could perform on stage while keeping in mind the safety of the rest of the students. Ms. Reedy's style is open and welcoming. She is always encouraging her students to give her feedback. She is always telling her students that she is learning and growing alongside of them, and many teachers don't share that. We really appreciate how she always leaves space for a conversation and not just school talk. And I know Ms. Cowie let me know that Olivia took the advisorship of the BSU club when nobody else stepped in, and she did an amazing job in doing field trips with them and continuing that club going. And so we appreciate her very much. As you can see, she still kept up the traditions of San Mateo High School, albeit the New York City trip a little bit smaller, but she still went and made sure that the seniors had an experience that they would never forget. And I look forward to working with her on her next New York City trip, and hopefully it will be without COVID. In via Zoom, she also hosted Mateo Motion, and this year, just 2 weeks ago, was able to do Mateo Motion in person. And so for her first Mateo Motion in person, wonderful job, Olivia. We appreciate everything that you've done and been through. I know it's been exhausting, but we're looking forward to working together for many, many more years. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Xu. Next, we are going on to our parent community members. I'd like to ask Sandra Glushkov to speak on Daisy Velasquez. Sandra.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to say this in English and in Spanish, even though I know we have translation. Puro corazón y puro amor, Daisy. The first day I met her, it was, so when can we start? Daisy was all business from the first day she set foot in San Mateo High School. It happened after our first Latino family night of the 2019-2020 school year, but I have briefly mentioned the need to create a Latino parent committee to represent the community. She waited for me outside of the library and asked me, so where can we start? I want to be part of it. I want to be involved. I want to do whatever it takes to create this committee. And she did, regardless of her very busy schedule as a full-time worker and a hands-on mom. Daisy kept her commitment to be an involved parent and make sure the Latino community was always represented, not only as a physical presence, but as a resounding voice advocating for students and families alike. Her commitment and heart transcends school hours, making herself available to those parents that need a shoulder to lean on. Besides her work with the Latino community at school, Daisy is a fierce Bearcat football mom, cheering at every game, even under the rain, I've heard, and feeding our wonderful players. She also makes the best pupusas ever, and I'm very picky about food. It's a joy to know you, Daisy, and an honor to have had the opportunity to work alongside you. Y no sé si te acordás, Daisy, cuando nos conocimos fue la noche de la primer junta de familia que tuvimos cuando Miguel recién empezó la escuela. Y me esperaste afuera de la biblioteca y me preguntaste, ¿cuándo podemos empezar? Y de ahí en más no paraste, una máquina envuelta en absolutamente todo, representando a familias cuando ni siquiera era tu hijo el que estaba envuelto, por ejemplo, como Tilak o Ilak. Y sos puro corazón y estás siempre disponible para todos los que te necesitan en la escuela y fuera de la escuela. Tus pupusas son las pupusas más ricas que he probado, gracias. Y es un honor y es más allá de un placer conocerte, haber tenido la oportunidad de trabajar con vos. Y como dije al principio, sos puro corazón. Y si alguien se merece este premio, sos vos, Daisy. ¡Mua!
Congratulations. That was very nice. Thank you. Our next recipient is Gayatri Gutam, and Eudora Ting will be presenting for Gayatri.
Thank you, Sandy. Hope everybody can hear me. Okay. Thank you, Gayatri, for your Bearcat service. As an elementary and middle school parent, Gayatri was well known for organizing communications and the school newsletters. So when her daughter Manya, started as a freshman in 2018, she was recruited by Harini to join the foundation. She has served tirelessly ever since. For the past 4 years, Gayatri has brought her technology expertise to our board by jumping in to help implement new donation software and train our team on this, as well as advise and transition our Bearcat benefit team to help with new auction software. She has helped put together benefit documents and brochures and has helped out on the check-in and check-out teams and as a welcoming, friendly greeter. She's an active participant in all the meetings with great questions and suggestions. So when the pandemic started, Gayatri was instrumental in getting our board up and going with Zoom technology to help keep us connected and meeting safely. She worked with the other parent groups and administration as well in the early days to make sure we had our large all-school informational meetings covered and going as well. With Zoom, we have been able to meet the past 2 years safely and efficiently. She has recorded, hosted meetings, and administered all the technology needs therein. She also took on the difficult task of updating our foundation website, which is almost a decade old, including the content, addresses, formats, and everything else. And although her children have been out of middle school nearly 4 years, she has continued to help as a liaison with the middle school communications loop. With the other activities that Manya does, Gayatri supports music boosters, as well as serves an all-around STEM warrior at our school. She's championed robotics and also mentored and organized Girls Who Code at the San Mateo Library. As a full-time software engineer, she never turns down a request for help. She is always like our most available tech support, at least my own personal tech support. She answers questions at night or weekends when she's texted, and she's always ready with a smile. We are so thankful for the impact she has made at San Mateo High School, and know she'll always be a Bearcat. Thank you, Gayatri.
Thank you, Eudora. I'm looking for Amy on here, and I don't see Amy on yet. And I know
she's listening.
I'm on.
Oh, you're on. Okay. Are you the phone? I've been looking for you thinking, oh gosh. Okay. Our next recipient is Amy Bergstrom, and Jeff Scheller will be presenting for Amy. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. As we go through these community members, we're seeing the volunteerism go down. And so it makes it even better with these, Jefferson Award winners on how much they've done or continue to do. And Amy is right there. I put that Amy is not only on the board, not only vice president, but she really is kind of the party planner. And you can kind of laugh at that for a second, but in reality, when we pre-pandemic, it was about in Amy's vision was we need to get these families and communities together. It wasn't about just raising money, although that was nice, but it was about getting people together. And I vividly remember the last event that we went before the pandemic was a crab feed that had a ton of people show up. They made a lot of money for our student athletes. And most importantly, people came together and we're having a phenomenal time. And when COVID hit, and this is the theme from a lot of people I'm hearing, but we had to pivot. And sometimes people would just shy away and not want to do anything else, but Amy didn't. And she, we're looking to find other ways that we can get community together, social events together, build an opportunity for families and our athletic families or just any families to come together. And she did it. And just this past weekend, she put together a fantastic bar crawl, which we know that these things are going to be a staple in our athletic department from years to come, not so much just because of the money that they raise that goes back to the kids, but just to be able to get together with people from different backgrounds and be able to meet each other. And it makes that community just that much stronger. So I'm very thankful that Amy and her boys came to San Mateo. and their family are Bearcats. And I know that we are going to continue those traditions from years to come, because I want to see Amy, and I want to see Mike, and I want to see everybody, and most importantly, everybody come together to celebrate. So thank you, Amy, for everything you did for us over the years.
Thank you, Jeff. Our next honoree is Flora Wong.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't even know where to start with Flora. I mean, to say that she's made a contribution is such an understatement. She has been the most critical aspect or individual contributor to the athletic board at San Mateo for a few years now. And she's also contributed to drama and to dance. Flora really did inspire all her board members and other volunteers with just her sheer contribution of time, energy, and her deep commitment to the high school. She always made things better for others. She always did what was best for the students, and running the snack shack was a perfect example. It's a ton of work. Sometimes it's very painful, and again, outside of the money that we were raising, Flora felt very strongly that, no, this is a community service that we have to maintain, especially during the football games. So even if we didn't raise a dollar, she was adamant about keeping it running and keeping that service available for the kids and for their parents. A lot of people don't know the details, what goes into running the concessions at San Mateo sporting events. And just to kind of detail it, here is what's involved. You have to do intense planning and recruitment of other volunteers. You need a team. You have to go out there and get people to help you. And a lot of people can't do that, but Flora always was able to do it. And she was able to do it just based on her character and how everyone respected her. You know, people just wanted to help her because they love Flora and they respected her. There was hours and hours of shopping and purchasing prior to each event. You know, I offered to help her a few times with this, and it's hard work. And I don't know how she was doing it mainly by herself for all these years. There's hours of checking before each event to make sure that it's going to go right, to make sure it's going to function as planned. And there's probably about 100 details involved in that. And she was on top of everything. On the day of the event, like for example, the day of a football game, she would get there, if she had not been shopping that morning, she would get to the school probably around 1:30, and she wouldn't leave until sometimes 10:30, 11 p.m. because she was working. She set everything up. She supervised everybody. She got in, got her hands dirty, did whatever it took. And then she was right there in the middle of cleaning everything up too. So she was the first there and the last to leave every single time. And during all this, she was a very active and contributing member to the athletic board on other issues. She attended all the meetings. She did constant research. She did constant problem solving on things, planning, and just completing a lot of other tasks that people aren't aware of because they're in the background and you don't notice it until something goes wrong or until it's lacking or someone else takes it over and you see the deficiencies. So again, you know, Flora, it's really been my privilege, and I think I can speak on behalf of the rest of the board that you're one of these people that you feel very fortunate and lucky to have met and spent time with in life because you inspire people and people hold themselves up to do better after being around you. So all I can say is thank you so much.
Thank you, Tim. Okay, our next honoree is Tim Warren. Turn that camera back on. Jeff will speak.
Yeah. Just really quick about Flora, because I was going to jump in, but I knew I was going to talk next. No, it's okay. I've known Flora I don't know, Flora, it's probably been 10 years, and I don't know if anybody knows, like, there was there recruitment going on coming to San Mateo? Maybe, but she's been taking care of families for years, and she just that's just what she likes to do. She likes to take care of people and making sure that the service. And so thank you for what you've done, Flora, for being here all those years. It's definitely difficult job to do. So thank you very much. Tim Warren. I just think, when I think of Tim, I just think, service, Tim. And sometimes when I'm talking about people, it's not just in the high school world. Like I know what they do, what they've done outside. And Tim is one of those people. He is service not only to his family, but his passion in his community. And athletics is something he's passionate about. But he's been doing this for years, and this is just in his DNA to help. I mean, he's had so many roles on the athletic board, from president this year to participation coordinator to flipping burgers. Like he'll do it all, and he's always the one who's willing to step up and say, I can be there. I can be there at open house, or I can be there, go to the booster president meeting, or I can be there to talk in front of coaches, or I can be there at sportsmanship night. It never wavered. And if he couldn't be there, he was straightforward, but he always is looking to volunteer. His love for athletics, I mean, he just used that as vehicle to serve. And, anybody who's involved in athletics at San Mateo, we have 600 plus athletes and their families and communities. And so to spend that countless hours that Tim has over the years with his son and daughter here involved in athletics, I just can't thank you enough. And he's always been that guy that I can call and ask a question or bounce ideas off of. And, with his experience in other community and servicing and volunteering. And so, Tim, thank you for all the years. I know you said you'll come back to help and flip burgers or whatever it might take. So I appreciate it. And I'm definitely taking you up on it. So thank you for everything you've done for athletics at San Mateo.
Thanks, Jeff. I did it for the cheeseburgers.
Pretty good.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Our next recipients are Cynthia and Jerry Ahrens, and presenting will be Christina Simmons.
Hello, everyone, and congratulations to all of the winners. On behalf of the Drama Boosters Board, we wanted to recognize Cynthia and Jerry Ahrens for their 8 years of dedicated service to the drama community, but also the Bearcat community at large. Cynthia and Jerry have had 2 daughters come through. Some of you might remember their older daughter, Catherine, and Nicolette is graduating this year. And, Cynthia and Jerry have helped in 3 key ways for us, from publicity to fundraising and set design. For publicity, Cynthia hung posters around SMHS, put them in teachers' classrooms, put them all around Foster City, and coordinated other parents to make sure we were getting posters out to cities across the Bay Area. Thank you, Cynthia, for heading that up for us. Concessions and telegrams. The Ahrens have owned that for us at all of our shows. So if you've ever come to a San Mateo drama show and bought a candy bar or sent a flower to a cast member, they were behind all of that, coordinating those purchases, coordinating volunteers, and making sure that kids received those and felt loved and appreciated. Thank you both. That, as you guys know, concessions is a huge factor when it comes to having a successful booster club that can support the shows and what we're trying to do as a drama department. And they have been instrumental to keeping us in the black. And then when it comes to set building, Jerry, he dedicated countless weekends and late nights drilling, sawing, putting sets together, and then tearing them down after, you guys, countless hours. So we really thank you both for those key ways that you have supported us. But beyond their commitment to volunteering, the Ahrens both just socially have been such a benefit to our Bearcat community. They've always been inclusive, warm, friendly, encouraging, remembering other parents' names, going out of their way to call them by name, introduce themselves, invite them into volunteering. They loop me in, you guys, because they were so friendly and welcoming and kind to my daughter too. So because they're just so collaborative and service oriented, we wanted to recognize them and thank them for their many years of service and the way that they have helped the drama boosters and all of the students that have been part of the drama program since they've been involved. Thank you so much, Cynthia and Jerry. We're grateful.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Cynthia and Jerry. You will be irreplaceable. Our next honoree is Anne Rhee, and we have Suze Kramer and Gayatri Gutem here to speak about Anne.
Great, thank you, Sandy. Gayatri, did you want to go first or would you like me to go?
Go ahead and then I'll follow after you.
Okay, well, wonderful. The bullets give you a little bit of an idea of Anne, but I'm sure everyone on this call knows exactly who she is. She's made an impact on the community with her involvement in the PTO, holding so many positions. She's offered to volunteer with probably every single activity, grad night, athletic boosters as well. But really the takeaway that I just love so much is how she always does what's best for the student. It's at the forefront of everything she does, and she holds those that are overseeing our children accountable. She raises questions, concerns during board meetings. She's extremely intelligent. She's analytical. She's a curious person. And then she balances it just so perfectly with her warmth and her kindness. And she just has this really great way of thinking. And I enjoy working with her because she just takes a step back and she really looks at all sides of the issue and really always keeping students, teachers, and staff in the forefront. And her thoughts are always given respectfully. She's very calm and she proactively offers different ways of doing things. And it's just her commitment to students, just not her own, has been apparent ever since I first met her, interestingly enough, at Foster City Elementary School when our current senior daughters were in kindergarten. So I've had school the entire time with Anne. I'm very lucky. And again, at the end of the day, she just really wants to ensure that the policies and the plans that they just really make a greater sense of good for the students and the teachers. And again, the staff. We're just so lucky because she has so many talents and just those around her, she makes a positive change with the campus community. And I'm really just thankful. I'm so thankful that I'm one of the lives that she's influenced. And Anne, I really thank you. And I love you.
Thank you, Suze. And so and thank you, Suze. Thank you, Sandy. So I have to echo a lot of what Suze just said about Anne. And I wanted to start by basically saying, Anne, thank you for your amazing, selfless, and dedicated service to the San Mateo High School community and for always putting the student interests front and center. I will never forget the amount of work you actually put in as a member of several of the district's return to school subcommittees and provided invaluable information and guidance to the district as they debated between the semester versus the quarter system in the fall of 2020. Also last year, you worked tirelessly with the district to research safe ways to have as many in-person AP tests as possible, given that the online AP exams were found to be much more complicated and significantly more difficult than the in-person tests. And so thank you so much again for everything that you've done for us. And I feel so fortunate to have been at San Mateo High School during the same years that you've been here and to have seen our students and staff benefit so much from your involvement in our community. Thank you so much again, Anne.
Thank you, Gayatri. Thank you, Suze. I just want to say a quick thank you also. Excuse me. Thank you to Anne so much. for all the support she has given me as president for 2 years during COVID. Anne is one of the most forward-thinking people I have ever worked with. She thinks so far ahead, and she thinks about other people and lays out a plan to get things done. And I just don't know where we would be without her and her support and her foresight, like I said. So thank you, Anne. You will be missed for sure at the PTO. Thank you. Okay, our next recipient is also irreplaceable, Suze Kramer. And Anne will be presenting for Suze. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, it's hard to follow up on that. Thank you. First of all, thank you all. It's been a pleasure working with such wonderful parents and such a great administration. Well, Susan Kramer, I can't say enough about her, and I can't think of anyone more deserving of a Jefferson Award. She has gone above and beyond when it comes to dedicating her time, her efforts, and her expertise to basically anything and everything San Mateo High School. In her 6 years here at San Mateo High School, she's not only volunteered, but organized and led many events, and some of the most difficult events to chair. She has donated her time as a volunteer for the drama department, as well as chairing and hosting several Jefferson Awards. Before the pandemic, some of you might remember beautiful in-person Jefferson Award ceremonies decorated with flowers, notes of inspiration, and delicious finger foods, all courtesy of Suze. When there is a sign up for any event, she's always the first person to volunteer her time and her supplies. Not sure what San Mateo High School is going to do next year for the Bearcat Awards luncheon, since Suze is the one who always picks up the pizza and delivers it to the school for this event. And perhaps the most difficult and time-consuming event is grad night. She co-chaired the 2020 grad night committee, which unfortunately got canceled due to COVID, but the committee had already put in countless hours of work for that event. For 2022, she is the sole chair of the grad night planning committee, and she is nothing short of absolutely amazing. She not only puts in endless hours of brainstorming for fundraising, she's coordinating ticket sales, she's marketing the event, but she also takes care of the not so fun details like negotiating bus prices, finding the best caterers, dealing with venue management. It's almost like the list is endless, and she's got a wonderful set of volunteers, but she is overseeing everything. She has also taken it upon herself to plan the senior activity day barbecue, which is not an easy task, feeding over 400 hungry seniors. One of the most precious gifts that Suze has is the innate talent for recruiting other parents and getting them excited to help. I'm absolutely in awe of how she's able to do this. She has such a positive energy. Those that know her will attest to this. People, they just want to be around her just to be around her. And because of this, she's able to find great volunteers to help at the events she leads. She has a way of making helping and volunteering fun, which that's not always easy to do. I've had the pleasure of working with Suze, like she said, for years, since our daughters were in kindergarten together, which seems like yesterday, but it's actually been many years. And I can honestly say she is one of the most capable, dedicated, and fun people that I have ever met. We work hard together, but it's always fun, and the hours just fly by. Suze, congratulations on this well-deserved Jefferson Award. San Mateo High School will miss you. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. And thank you, Suze, for everything you do and being so reliable. Thank you, everyone here tonight. Thank you to everyone who has been awarded tonight. It's all well-deserved. You are all irreplaceable. I can't imagine where we would be right now without all of your support, all of your hard work. Yeah, and literally, we are at a loss for next year. We will be missing all of you. I think that's it. Thank you so much for coming to the Jefferson Awards. And thanks for sharing your babies with us too. I'm enjoying seeing all the babies on the screen. This is wonderful.
Thanks, Sandy.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Have a great
everybody.
evening. Thank you so much,
Bearcats.
everyone.
Thank you.
Congratulations again to everyone.
Thank
you.
you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sandy.
All right.